Section 10B, Occupational Codes. 10.11, Career Field Occupational Codes. The Military Personnel Classification System is designed to match personnel qualifications with job career field requirements. AFI 36-2101, Classifying Military Personnel, Officer and Enlisted, provides examples and notes regarding Officer and Enlisted Air Force Specialty Codes, AFSC. AFSC are structured with 4 officer and 5 enlisted digit characters that indicate specific identifiers within the military classification structure as shown in Table 10.1. 10.12, Air Force Enlisted Classification Directory. The Air Force Enlisted Classification Directory, AFECD, is the official guide to the Air Force Enlisted Classification Codes, and the Air Force Officer Classification Directory, AFOCD, is the official guide to the Air Force Officer Classification Codes. Both directories serve very similar purposes. The AFECD establishes the occupational structure of the enlisted force, primarily for use by personnel officials and agencies engaged in procurement, classification, and training of Air Force members in a manner that permits enlisted personnel to specialize and develop their skills and abilities while allowing the Air Force to meet changing mission requirements. The AFECD is organized in numerical, alphabetical order according to career field and AFSC. Each career field is described in the AFECD, followed by a breakdown of each AFSC within that career field. Career fields are classified in the following manner: Operations, 1X; Logistics, 2X; Support, 3X; Medical, 4X; Paralegal and Religious Affairs, 5X; Contracting and Financial, 6X; Special Investigations, 7X; Special Duty Identifiers, 8X; and Reporting Identifiers, 9X. Note: Reporting Identifiers 9X identify authorizations and individual enlisted airmen who are not identifiable in the classification structure and for whom specialty descriptions are not written, as provided in the AFECD. Aircrew Operations Career Field 1A. The Aircrew Operations Career Field encompasses the pre-flight, in-flight, and post-flight duties of inspecting, training, directing, and performing combat, motility, and special operations pertinent to enlisted primary aircrew activities. This career field includes numerous responsibilities, such as performing in-flight air refueling responsibilities, operating aircraft systems, receiving and placement of cargo and passengers, computing aircraft weight and balance, operating airborne communications, managing airborne signals intelligence information systems, and performing identification, acquisition, recording, translating, analyzing, and reporting of assigned voice communications. Cyber Warfare Career Field 1B. The Cyber Warfare Career Field encompasses functions to develop, sustain, and enhance cyberspace capabilities to defend national interests from attack and to create effects in the cyberspace domain to achieve national objectives. Conducts operations using established tactics, techniques, and procedures to achieve service, combatant command, and national objectives. Command and Control Systems Operations Career Field 1C. The Command and Control Systems Operations Career Field encompasses the functions involved in aerospace surveillance and aerospace vehicle detection, including missile warning systems, controlling, and plotting. This career field includes control tower, airfield and airways management, ground-controlled approach procedures, operation and maintenance of ground radar and related equipment, operations systems management, command and control functions, electronic warfare countermeasures, close air support, tactical air reconnaissance, and airlift mission requests, assisting forward air controllers in tactical air missions, and providing interim terminal strike control for forward air controllers. Intelligence Career Field 1N. The intelligence career field encompasses functions involved in collecting, producing, and distributing data that have strategic, tactical, or technical value from an intelligence viewpoint. This field includes functions necessary to maintain information security and language translation and interpretation. Note: excluded from this career field are collecting, collating, interpreting, and distributing general information of primary concern to other career fields. Aircrew Flight Equipment Career Field 1P. The Aircrew Flight Equipment career field encompasses functions that enhance aircrew performance through the proper equipment integration of the human and the aircraft. Aircrew flight equipment personnel issue, fit, repair, and maintain human-side flight equipment. Instruct aircrew on the proper use and care of aircrew flight equipment under normal, contingency, and emergency or high-threat operations, and maintain and sets up aircrew contamination control areas and processes aircrew through the control areas. Safety Career Field 1S. The Safety Career Field encompasses functions relating to safety education and engineering, contractor and construction safety, mishap investigation and analysis and trends computations, operations and facilities evaluation, inspection and survey, risk assessment, consultation with commanders, functional managers, supervisors, and employees, and safety education and awareness promotion at all levels. Aircrew Protection Career Field 1T. The Aircrew Protection Career Field encompasses the functions involved in instructing aircrew and other designated personnel on the principles and techniques of global survival, locating and penetrating incident areas to provide emergency medical treatment, survival, and evacuation of survivors, addressing factors involved in the impactment of survival and recovery, related life support equipment, and regarding recovery, evasion, captivity, resistance to exploitation, and escape. Instructing aircrew on the environmental physiology and use and care of aircrew life support equipment and issuing, fitting, inspecting, and minor repairing of aircrew life support equipment. Remotely Piloted Aircraft Sensor Operator Career Field 1U. The Remotely Piloted Aircraft RPA Sensor Operator Career Field encompasses functions involved in program formulating, policy planning, inspecting, training and directing, and performing combat and operations related to crew position activities, sensor suite operations, and unit functionality. This career field includes employing airborne-based sensor systems to acquire, track, and monitor airborne, maritime, and ground objects. Qualified operators perform operational procedures in accordance with all special instructions and the Unified Combatant Air Tasking Order. As a crew member, the RPA provides assistance to aircraft pilots for aircraft employment, conducts continuous monitoring of aircraft weapon and flight status. Remotely Piloted Aircraft Pilot Career Field 1U1. The Remotely Piloted Aircraft RPA Pilot Career Field encompasses all functions performed by the RPA pilot for RPA flying operations, including intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, combat support, and training missions. The career field encompasses functions involved in program formulating, policy planning, inspecting, training, directing, and performing combat and operations related to crew position activities and unit functionality, to include providing assistance to aircraft pilots for aircraft employment and conducting continuous monitoring of aircraft weapon and flight status. Weather Career Field 1W. Individuals in the weather career field collect, analyze, predict, tailor, and integrate weather and space environmental information, including forecasts of conditions, to provide decision quality information on environmental impacts to service, joint, and coalition operations. They operate meteorological equipment, employ computer workstations to integrate atmospheric and space weather conditions based on observations, terrestrial and space sensing instruments, weather radars, data and imagery from geostationary and polar orbiting satellites, and forecast data provided by military, national, and international weather centers. Air Force weather personnel are attached or assigned to service, joint, or coalition conventional and special operations at garrison and expeditionary locations worldwide. Aerospace Maintenance Career Field 2A. The Aerospace Maintenance Career Field involves several responsibilities to include installing, maintaining, calibrating, and repairing avionics equipment, avionics guidance and control systems, communication and navigation systems, airborne communications, early warning radar and electronic warfare equipment, and avionics support equipment. The career field is responsible for aircrew egress, fuel, hydraulic systems, aerospace ground equipment, aerial delivery parachutes, and aerospace material parts and pressurized systems. The career field's responsibilities include helicopters, turboprop aircrafts, propeller aircraft, and jet aircraft. The career field is also responsible for fabricating, molding, shaping, cutting, and joining metals, forming plastic articles, maintaining and repairing fiberglass-covered aircraft control surfaces, inspecting and preserving aircraft parts and materials, and engaging in corrosion control for missile, aircraft, and support systems. Note: excluded from this career field are the corrosion control and sheet metal functions associated with civil engineering areas of responsibility. Also excluded from this career field are those functions associated with maintaining skid-mounted cryogenic storage containers. Fuels Career Field 2F. The Fuels Career Field encompasses operating, maintaining, and managing petroleum fuel systems and activities including the entire spectrum of requisitioning, accounting, receiving, storing, dispensing, and testing of aviation and ground fuels, cryogenics, missile propellants, and alternative fuels. Mobile refueling vehicles or equipment along with installed mechanical fuel systems are used to receive or distribute aviation and ground fuels. All operations encompass environmental protection and energy conservation practices. Logistics Plans Career Field 2G. The Logistics Plans Career Field encompasses managing, administering, and operating logistics planning systems and activities supporting the expeditionary combat support principles of preparing the battle space, as well as readying, positioning, employing, sustaining, and recovering the force. Included in this career field are formulating, developing, evaluating, and monitoring logistics plan systems for planning, policies, and programs for executing Air Force or Joint Service missions. Guidance and procedures are used for interpreting and implementing current, intermediate, and long-range plans, policies, and programs. Missile and Space Systems Maintenance Career Field 2M. The Missile and Space Systems Maintenance Career Field encompasses the skills, functions, and techniques used to acquire, activate, assemble, transport, install, and maintain missiles and subsystems. Acquire, activate, and supervise assembly, transportation, maintenance, inspection, modification, and launch processing of space lift boosters, satellites, and subsystems. Assemble, operate, fabricate, install, test, and troubleshoot specialized research and development systems and subsystems, as well as acquire, activate, inspect, maintain, repair, calibrate, modify, and manage these actions on related missile, space lift booster, satellite, and facilities, support systems, test equipment, and subsystems. Precision Measurement Equipment Laboratory Career Field 2P. The Precision Measurement Equipment Laboratory Career Field provides maintenance, modification, repair, calibration, and certification for test, measurement, and diagnostic equipment. It also implements methods and procedures for managing the U.S. Air Force Metrology and Calibration AFMETCAL program as established and directed by AFI 21-113 Air Force Metrology and Calibration AFMETCAL program. AFMETCAL is a composite of measurement standards and equipment, users, calibration data, and integrated planning to provide a disciplined program to ensure reliability, accuracy, and traceability of systems, subsystems, and equipment. Maintenance Management Career Field 2R. The Maintenance Management Systems career field includes planning and scheduling aircraft, missiles, and associated equipment, operating and maintaining the management information system, and collecting, analyzing, and presenting maintenance data in maintenance organizations. Such organizations include aircraft, missile, avionics, communications, electronics, and munitions maintenance. Materiel Management Career Field 2S. The Materiel Management career field encompasses managing, controlling, and operating materiel management systems associated with specified classes of supply. This field includes functions of designing, developing, analyzing, and operating materiel management systems, requirements determination and computation, operating and managing materiel storage warehouses, equipment review and validation, records maintenance, inventory and distribution control, inspection and identification of property, and assisting commanders in maintaining accountability of assigned readiness spares and equipment. Note: Excluded from this field are managing defense reutilization and marketing offices and operation and maintenance of organizational, tool cribs, equipment custodial responsibilities, and other duties not related solely to providing materiel management capability. Transportation and Vehicle Management Career Field, 2T. The Transportation and Vehicle Management career field encompasses transportation functions involving traffic management, air transport, ground transport, and vehicle management. Traffic management, air, and ground transportation functions take part in moving personnel, materiel, and household goods by military and commercial transportation activities. Included are freight and baggage on military aircraft and vehicles, scheduling transportation of personnel and materiel, briefing and caring for passengers on military aircraft, arranging for commercial transportation of personnel, materiel, and household goods, vehicle servicing and inspections, supporting distinguished visitors, contingency and crisis response, special event transportation, administering the Department of Defense Official Use Program, and installation driver qualifications and licensing programs. Vehicle management functions entail management of assigned vehicle fleets, including inspecting, repairing, and maintaining vehicles and vehicular equipment, vehicle body maintenance, repair and refinishing, vehicle maintenance and fleet management analysis, and related functions. Note: excluded from this career field are maintaining aerospace ground equipment used in direct support of aircraft and missiles and maintaining fixed power production equipment. Also excluded are functions of scheduling, clearing, and dispatching aircraft. Munitions and Weapons Career Field, 2W. The Munitions and Weapons career field includes inventory management, loading non-nuclear munitions and solid propellants, and handling and loading nuclear munitions and guided aircraft missiles and rockets. It includes installing, maintaining, and repairing aircraft munitions release and monitor systems, bomb racks, shackles, aircraft machine guns, and cannons, and assembling mechanical components of guided aircraft missiles and rockets. It also includes mechanical, electrical, electronic, and high-explosive components of nuclear weapons and warheads, air-launched missiles, re-entry vehicles, associated test equipment, and radiological survey instruments. Included in this field are functions of testing mechanical, electrical, and electronic components for acceptance, installing operational checking, and repairing weapons, warheads, air-launched missiles, missile turbojet engines, and re-entry vehicle components, surveying and plotting radiation hazards, using and maintaining specialized instruments, munitions disposal activities, ensure compliance with environmental directives, and technical escort functions associated with chemical munitions. Cyberspace Support Career Field, 3D. The Cyberspace Operations Specialty 3D0 encompasses knowledge operations management, cyber systems operations, cybersurety, and computer systems programming. Responsibilities include data and information assets and technologies, cyber network systems and applications, information technology and telecommunications resources, and protection of clients, networks, data, voice systems, and databases from unauthorized activity, application software systems, and relational database systems critical to warfighting capabilities. The Cyberspace Systems Specialty 3D1 encompasses client systems, cyber transport, radio frequency transmission systems, spectrum operations, and cable and antenna systems. Responsibilities include network and cryptographic client devices, transmission devices, electromagnetic spectrum requirements, satellite, wideband communications, telemetry, and instrumentation systems, and command and control C2 capabilities in support of tactical and strategic operations. Civil Engineering Career Field, 3E. The Civil Engineering Career Field encompasses mechanical and electrical activities to install, operate, maintain, and repair base direct support systems and equipment, electrical facilities, electrical power generation and distribution, heating and ventilation, air conditioning, as well as refrigeration systems, equipment, and their controls. Responsibilities include structural facilities, pavement areas, railroads, soil bases, erosion control, heavy equipment, and operations functions. Additional responsibilities include utilities systems, fire protection, explosive ordnance disposal, readiness activities, and day-to-day operations requiring establishing, training, and equipping a disaster response force. The civil engineering career field is a contingency-related career field. Personnel serving in this career field may participate in recovery operations as a result of natural and man-made disasters or be subject to deployment and employment in hostile environments created by terrorism, sabotage, or chemical, biological, or conventional warfare. Individuals should have knowledge of contingency skills such as first aid procedures, field sanitation and hygiene, work party security, repair and construction methods, bed-down procedures, personal weapons, chemical warfare defense, and explosive ordnance reconnaissance. Note: excluded from this career field are functions of maintenance and repair of ground support equipment that are included in the aerospace maintenance career field, 2A, and medical care of injured personnel other than emergency first aid, which is included in the medical career field, 4X. Force support career field, 3F. The Force Support career field sustains and builds ready and resilient airmen in a wide array of installation support in personnel, military equal opportunity, education and training, manpower, and services functions and activities. Force support responsibilities include personnel functions, program management, military equal opportunity functions, education and training activities, and manpower and organization functions. The services career field also sustains and builds ready and resilient airmen in a wide array of installation support functions to include morale, welfare, recreation, and sustainment service activities, dining facilities, lodging facilities, fitness and recreation programs, facility management, mortuary affairs administration, installation search and recovery teams, fitness evaluations, training and advising for unit fitness program managers and physical training leaders, fitness improvement training programs, contract officer representative functions, information management systems, and community commons and recreational programming. Note: for assignment purposes only, Air National Guard and Reserve Airmen from the 3F1, 3F2, 3F3 AFSC will feed into the 3F000 Duty AFSC within Force Support. Historian Career Field, 3H. The historian career field encompasses activities to document the official record of Air Force activities and operations. Historian personnel are involved in researching, writing, editing, and organizing historical data, maintaining historical files and repositories, conducting interviews, historical studies, documenting important deliberations and decisions, and deploying to meet operational contingency and wartime requirements to document significant events and submit historical reports. Public Affairs Career Field, 3N. The Public Affairs Career Field provides professional, trained communication practitioners to support Air Force leaders and managers for planning, training, executing, and reporting. It encompasses the total spectrum of Air Force human communication activities, including the photojournalist, broadcaster, and band career fields. All print and electronic communication media are used along with interpersonal communication techniques. The functions involve photo, print, radio, television, video, music, community engagement, and media operations. They are designed to facilitate communication flow between the Air Force and the general public, as well as regular Air Force members and their families, reserve components, and civilian employees. Security Forces Career Field, 3P. The Security Forces career field performs force protection duties. Security Forces duties require the use of force, up to and including the use of deadly force. Security Forces duties ensure combat capability through the functions of installation security, nuclear and conventional weapon systems and resources security, air-based defense, law enforcement, information security, military working dog activities, and combat arms training and maintenance. Personnel in this career field will be deployed and employed in sensitive or hostile environments created by terrorism, sabotage, nuclear, chemical, biological, or conventional warfare. Security force members perform the military police function within the Air Force. Medical career field, 4X. The medical career field encompasses functions involved in operating both fixed and tactical medical facilities and sub-professionally caring for and treating authorized personnel. This career field includes aeromedical activities, aerospace physiology, and specialized medical services including ophthalmology, otorhinolaryngology, orthopedics, urology, allergy and immunology, optometry, nuclear medicine, and cardiopulmonary techniques, electroencephalographic studies, physical therapy, occupational therapy, orthotics, operating room, mental health services, radiology, medical laboratory, histopathology, cytotechnology, pharmacy, diet therapy, medical administration, medical material, bioenvironmental engineering, and environmental medicine. All personnel of the Air Force Medical Service must have knowledge of and be proficient in military sanitation and first aid procedures, be proficient in operation and first echelon maintenance of all equipment used by the respective Air Force specialty, and must be familiar with improvisation and conversion methods of fixed type of medical equipment for tactical use. Note: excluded from this career field are dental and rescue and survival functions. These functions are included in the dental career field and protection career field. Dental career field 4Y. The dental career field provides paraprofessional support in the delivery of dental health care to authorized beneficiaries both in garrison and in a deployed environment. This includes assisting in general dentistry, oral and maxillofacial surgery, prosthodontics, endodontics, periodontics, orthodontics, and pediatric dentistry. In addition, services are provided in dental radiology, preventative dentistry, dental laboratory, and office administration practice management. Paralegal career field 5J. Paralegals perform legal duties under the supervision of an attorney in compliance with American Bar Association standards and the Air Force rules of professional conduct. Duties include conducting legal services for commanders and Air Force members as authorized by Congress, preparing and maintaining legal documents, including but not limited to powers of attorney, wills, and notaries, investigating claims filed for and against the Air Force, providing legal research and legal reviews of documents in the areas of military justice, administrative law, environmental law, fiscal law, contracts, and operational law, and providing investigative and trial assistance in support of the Air Force trial judiciary. Religious Affairs Career Field 5R. The Religious Affairs career field builds a culture of spiritual care and facilitates the free exercise of religion for Air Force members, their families, and other authorized personnel. As experts in principles of religious diversity, accommodation, major faith group requisites, privileged communication, and religious program management, Religious Affairs advises leaders at all levels on religious accommodation, ethical, moral, and morale issues. As the enlisted component of religious support teams, Religious Affairs personnel are uniquely trained in crisis intervention to include intervention counseling in moments of crisis, response to crises, and suicide prevention intervention. In addition, they are actively engaged and intentionally integrated into unit engagement plans to include unit meetings, commanders' calls, training with the unit, and other unit activities. They are also trained in religious support to hospitals and mortuaries. Religious Affairs meets the diverse needs of military communities by managing religious programs and providing administrative, financial, and facility support. They recruit, train, and organize volunteers for specific religious ministries. Religious Affairs brings credit, pride, and honorable distinction to the Air Force and its chaplain corps. Contracting Career Field 6C. The contracting career field encompasses the purchasing of equipment, supplies, services, and construction through negotiation and formal advertising methods. This field involves soliciting bids, preparing, processing, awarding, and administering contractual documents, maintaining records of obligations, bid deposits, and miscellaneous purchasing transactions, and providing for contract repair services. Contracting tasks also include recognizing, coding, interpreting, and using automated products, providing input and making analysis of output generated by the base contracting automation system, and inspecting and evaluating contracting activities. Financial Career Field 6F. The financial career field involves receiving, dispersing, and accounting for public funds, appropriation and expense, working capital, and real property accounting, including reporting and analyzing costs of programs and operations, formulating, executing, and analyzing financial programs, and examining and verifying all Air Force financial and management operations, collecting, processing, recording, controlling, analyzing, and interpreting special and recurring reports, statistical data, and other information pertaining to personnel, training, supply, aircraft, costs, operations, equipment, facilities, maintenance, organization, programs, progress, and related subjects under conditions ranging from normal operations to actual conflict. It also covers utilizing financial management decision support techniques, conducting comparative analysis, and preparing analytical summaries for use in managing command resources, including personnel, materiel, time, and money. Note: excluded from this career field are the functions involved in maintaining supply records and accounting for requesting, receiving, and issuing Air Force equipment and supplies. Special Investigations Career Field, 7S. The Special Investigations career field encompasses functions involved in performing the criminal, economic crime, environmental crime, computer crime, counterintelligence, counter-threat, force protection, and personnel stability investigative mission, as well as the conduct of the Technical Services and Special Inquiries mission within the Air Force. It includes the conduct of investigations of major criminal violations of the Uniform Code of Military Justice and other federal, state, local, and international laws. These include serious crimes against persons, economic crime, and fraud, with emphasis on the procurement and disposal of government property, computer crime, intrusions and hacking, environmental crime, espionage, sabotage, terrorism, and subversion. Additionally, special investigation agents perform protective service operations, conduct psychophysiological detection of deception, polygraph examinations, process crime scenes, conduct deployed outside-the-wire counter-threat operations, and may be called upon to investigate other matters deemed as special inquiries. Note: excluded from this career field are functions of air intelligence to prevent strategic, tactical, or technological surprise and to support planning and conducting air operations. These functions are included in the intelligence career field. 10.13 Air National Guard Strength Management. Air National Guard (ANG) Strength Management organizes and conducts programs to recruit and retain sufficient personnel to satisfy the requirements of the ANG. Responsibilities covered in this section are not applicable to the regular Air Force or Air Force Reserve. Production Recruiter Retainer. The Production Recruiter Retainer, PRR, conducts Air National Guard (ANG) recruiting and retention programs under the Strength Management Team structure. PRRs organize and execute programs to enlist, appoint, and retain quality personnel to satisfy strength requirements of the wing and state. PRRs review eligibility factors and counsel applicants for direct job placement into ANG units. They are responsible for interviewing, screening, testing, and evaluating applicants from all sources to achieve recruiting goals and developing assigned recruiting zone information sources in securing names of potential enlistment prospects. PRRs assist with updating unit vacancy reports while coordinating with in-service recruiters to maximize regular Air Force Palace Front, Palace Chase programs, make presentations to students, maintain records, and prepare enlistment case files on ANG enlistees. PRRs inform interested persons of military obligations, airman career structure, education and training opportunities, and other military benefits and entitlements. PRRs initiate strategic plans for assigned zones in accordance with National Guard Bureau (NGB) guidance and periodically review for most effective implementation. Assist the recruiting and retention manager. Proactively work with unit members to ensure retention efforts are properly executed. Implement publicity programs for assigned recruiting zones, and plan and coordinate sales promotion projects using available media to include press, radio, and television presentations. PRRs present ANG orientations to civic, social, educational, and student organizations, distribute advertising and publicity materials to places frequented by persons of military age, provide and explain literature to persons of military age to stimulate interest in the ANG, and conduct community relations programs for assigned recruiting zones. PRRs coordinate Center of Influence events in accordance with the NGB guidance and assist and participate in special events such as state and municipal ceremonies, exhibits, fairs, parades, and sporting events. PRRs plan for and accompany groups on tours of ANG installations and establish and maintain contact with high school, college, business, and industry officials to enhance the prestige of the ANG in the community. Recruiting Retention Manager, RRM. The Recruiting Retention Manager, RRM, develops annual unit recruiting plans to include goals and objectives, recruiting activities, advertising initiatives, and financial planning under the Strength Management Team Structure per National Guard Bureau, NGB, guidance. RRMs serve as the primary recruiting and retention on-the-job trainer for production recruiter trainers, PRR, maintain training records, conduct training for all assigned PRRs, supervise all wing PRRs and coach-assigned PRRs. RRMs review all PRR accession process actions for accuracy, ensure PRRs understand how to properly review applicant eligibility factors, and oversee applicant processing to ensure proper placement of prior and non-prior service applicants into the wing unit. RRMs assist state recruiting and retention superintendents, RRS, in establishing local recruiting and retention production standards based on unit strength requirements. RRMs serve as the primary or alternate resource advisor for the operations and maintenance wing funds and provide input for execution of local advertising program funds. Ensure Air Force Recruiter Information Support System Total Force, AFRIS-TF, Defense Manpower Data Center, DMDC, and Military Personnel Data System, MILPIDS, are utilized to their full capacities by all recruiting and retention personnel. Manage office administration as the point of contact for all wing recruiting and retention activities. Coordinate monthly with co-located RRMs and the Unit Manpower Document Monitor to identify current and projected vacancies. Provide recruiting and retention statistics and analyses to the wing commander monthly or quarterly, as appropriate, in coordination with the RRS. Inform RRS of recruiting and personnel force management issues and concerns, and route all issues requiring NGB involvement through the RRS. Establish recruiting zones for PRRs for accountability purposes and tracking per NGB guidance. Ensure state RRS and NGB recruiting and retention goals are met. Assign production goals to PRRs, and ensure recruiting efforts reflect NGB initiatives and meet state and wing strength requirements to include mirroring the local diversity demographics. RRMs are responsible for inputs and updates to the recruiting and retention admin website as required. Utilizing local recruiting advertising support, develop local awareness publicity programs using media such as direct mail, press, radio, and television presentations. Managing Center of Influence events in accordance with NGB guidance, providing marketing support to assigned recruiters, and developing marketing information sources. RRMs plan and conduct recruiter marketing training, conduct training and evaluate PRR's oral and film presentations. Serve as the liaison between unit commanders and state military officials, and assist the state RRS in the management and implementation of the local recruiting advertising support state budget. Recruiting Retention Superintendent, RRS. The Recruiting Retention Superintendent, RRS, is responsible for managerial oversight of all State Air National Guard, ANG recruiting and retention strength management team programs. Advises state command staff on all recurring and retention issues, provides periodic updates on the status of all programs, and offers recommendations concerning recruiting and retention-related force management concerns. Initiates, tracks, and manages state strategic recruiting and retention plans in accordance with National Guard Bureau, NGB directives, and reviews periodically, and manages state recruiting and retention team manpower to meet mission requirements. RRSs provide all manpower requests to NGB/A1Y and the Career Field Functional Manager, participate in the hiring process of all recruiting and retention personnel, and ensure applicants meet all mandatory eligibility criteria listed in the AFECD. Maintain oversight of all recruiting and retention training programs for the state. Oversee and manage advertising and marketing support provided to recruiters. Plan and conduct recruiter advertising and marketing training. Conduct training for recruitment, and assist the Unit Wing Recruiting Retention Managers, RRM, in the management of the advertising and budget. RRSs lead the Air National recruiting programs, maintain contact with the unit RRMs and NGB to ensure effective communication, education, and customer service, evaluate overall state retention programs, review AFRIS-TF and DMDC reports and data, ensure proper coordination between the Air Force liaison and military entrance processing station commanders and proper processing of ANG applicants is accomplished, review flow and trend data of ANG applicants, oversee recruiting and retention operational matters, and interpret recruiting directives for assigned units, oversee the recruiting and retention practices, production and training of subordinate recruiting and retention personnel, develop and maintain market data and allocates recruiting and retention goals, collect and monitor production reports of recruiting and retention activities, implement plans and procedures to record production flow and reporting, ensure proper distribution and use of advertising and publicity materials, and assist in policy development and timely implementation. National Guard Bureau Staff. The National Guard Bureau NGB staff consists of Air National Guard ANG NCOs, superintendents, and managers who serve as subject matter experts in each of the programs used by state superintendents, recruiting retention managers RRM, and production recruiter retainers PRR. They plan, execute, evaluate, and train in all matters required, write policy and instruction pertaining to all areas of recruiting and retention, and assign all manpower involved. ANG in-service recruiters seek out qualified regular Air Force members who wish to join the ANG via the Palace Chase, Palace Front programs and guide them through the process in coordination with the Unit Strength Management Team.